All right, we're back. We had to pause for a second because tried to work out some technical issues. I know we had like a couple people pop in and out. So we're gonna keep it rolling, but no, there's no Sunday Scaries on it right now. We got what as known as Big Drew, Big Adams, New York Giants free safety, came from the University of Connecticut. If you guys don't know, has been with the Giants now. After facing, say that again.
Third year.
Yeah, third year, but now facing, having your first coaching change and everything, and the whole team and yourself getting adjusted to that. How's everything been with the transition, from one coaching staff to another, and then what type of philosophy is it Beecher? How do you say his last name for your D coordinator? Beecher. Is he bringing like a whole different type of philosophy, or is everything kind of similar?
Each coach kind of has their own little flavor and
their
own sayings, but defense is defense. He's big on accountability and not just holding the coach is holding you accountable, just your other teammates, the other guys on the field with you. That's really the guys you need to be accountable to, and just make sure everybody takes ownership for their actions, for their play, things like that. So I would think we got the ball rolling pretty well. Everything's pretty smooth. Everybody is getting a handle on the new schemes and things like that. But at the end of the day, football's football. You got to go out there and beat the man across from you. So,
shit, ain't that? It's your one-on-one matchups that you line up and go against.
One-on-one matchups, win those, and you'll be all right.
And speaking of one-on-one,
I was gonna say you think. Well, go ahead.
My bad. I'm gonna let Sterling. I'm gonna let you go after this one, but I had to say this right after that first question. Drew, you might know what's coming. You might not.
I really don't know what's coming.
If we're talking one-on-one matchups,
I hope it ain't got nothing to do with you.
And Adams, you just dropped this football camp for technique, for little kids to learn up and grow up and get better technique-wise for football. I ain't getting no invite to be a coach.
Bro, you seen everything on Instagram talking about the camp. He didn't even say anything about it. Like, yo, Drew, I heard you having a camp, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even get a chance to be like, yeah, man, I want you to come through, blah, blah, blah. Your other loved homeboy came through. But no Taylor Macks. So I was like, dang, I must not really, you know what I mean? I know.
Hold up. So Haley came through?
He came through.
So you have Haley come through. See, I didn't think
but y'all are teammates now, though. So
yeah, you are teammates now. So he knows you're in the locker room. You can see across, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got." It's like, "Hey, if you want to come, you can come." Like, all right.
Yeah, but we were at home on break during my camp, so that's not the excuse that you can use. Talking about, oh, we on the same team in the same locker room. He hit me up. He said, "Yo, I'm in Atlanta. I see you having your camp. What's up?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I would love for you to come. I got a shirt for you. Everything, blah blah blah."
Yeah. Well, see, but this is the biggest. See, this is the thing where it's different. I'm not based in Atlanta, so like I would need to be like, "Yo, I'm having this blah 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 time frame. If you can make it, I'd love for you to come through because you have the #1 best technique out there for corners, and I want you to spread this knowledge and wealth of knowledge to the younger crowd." That's all I'm saying, Drew. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not mad though.
I would have told you that if you'd have been like, "Yo, Drew, I see you having a camp."
So how'd that camp go though?
It was good though. Probably about 130 kids.
Okay.
It was a good turnout. Everything went smooth. The kids loved it. They got prizes and they had a dance-off celebration, a touchdown celebration competition. So it was good. They all had fun and they all learned stuff. So,
what was the age range? Was it just as as young as
6 to 17? I think it was. 7 to 17.
And it was the first annual Andrew Adams
Youth Football Camp. So I mean, next year you invited, man. So
what's the link if people kind of want to go? Is there a website or is it you just kind of have it come out flyer wise when the time comes around?
We're working on getting a website for it and getting a whole shirts. You can order shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This past year it was just a flyer and you registered online at Eventbrite. So I'm not sure how we're gonna do it for next year, but when that time comes, I'll keep y'all posted.
All right, bet. I had to get that Sterling. My bad. I cut in. But you can go. I cut in a little bit.
No, I was actually gonna ask, like, if today, right today, y'all went 1-on-1, who, like Adams, you think you could still keep Taylor in front of you 1-on-1?
Well, Taylor couldn't cover me first off, and I'm pretty sure Taylor can't move anymore. So
hold on.
So therefore, is that even the question?
Hold on. Sterling, the way you framed that question was in the past tense, as if I'd been locked down before by Adams.
Hey, we came up with this song for T-Mac with Locked Up. You remember that song Locked Up by Akon? That was
Jeezy and Akon.
See,
yep.
why
they want T-Mac always used to be getting locked up.
See, right now, that's a flex, because what that song was, we used to sing that for our slot receiver, because when you got locked up, won't let Nick out. Shout out to Nicky Trills. He's on the Tennessee Titans slot wide receiver. But if Adams and I lined up to go 1-on-1, I would say 9 times out of 10, if I was the receiver, I'm catching that one-handed like Odell Beckham. 9 times out of 10.
You can think that, but that's all right.
What do you kind of most, like you said, it's your third year, man. What are you most excited about? I guess kind of getting going as training camp is about to start and preseason. What are you most excited about for this season?
I would say just the future in general. It's a lot of I would say question marks. With the organization, how are we going to do this year, and me going into my third year. So I'm just excited in general for what the team and as a whole is gonna show the NFL and the rest of the nation and me as well personally. I've been training hard. I'm looking to have a big year, so it's my contract year. So go out there and ball out. So I'm excited.
What all you've been doing for the off season and training, to kind of get right? Or I've seen you doing like boxing and everything, and that's kind of making a little wave. Has the boxing really helped out? I know obviously that's hands. You can go to hand-eye coordination, but
I got them hands for you.
Yeah. So what all have you been doing training wise, to really get ready for this third year? And in comparison, is training better, doing it how you've had it going for the NFL, or was college kind of a better scheme of training? Just kind of curious.
I mean, college is more kind of just work, kind of get your mind mentally tough, more team building.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, more building a foundation of your strength and stuff. Mm-hmm. But now I would say, I'm strong enough, to play the game at the highest level. So it's not really, moving a lot of heavy weight and trying to, make super gains in strength. And more now is being, staying flexible, being able to move, getting in and out of cuts, staying explosive, being explosive out of your breaks, because, you're really strong enough. Like I don't need to squat over,
Yeah, you don't need to squat like 600 pounds anymore.
I don't need a bench. I don't need a bench 350 pounds anymore. Like,
yeah,
right.
So, it's really, just really working on your craft and your position, getting better at your position, staying in shape, keeping your body at 100 rather than trying to push your body to the max.
Mm-hmm.
And, break down barriers and then, have mental gains and things like that. So it's more just working on your craft, I would say, now in training.
Okay. You guys, my bad, sir.
Do you lose a ton of weight during the season? Like, say if you came in at, like 220, do you?
No.
Like 210?
I would say I'll stay about the same. I remember in college I used to lose weight, but I feel like that was more because, of the grind. Training camp is more, grind.
Yeah.
But now, it's a lot of mental stuff. You have more time, to take care of your body, make sure you're eating what you're supposed to. In college, you have class, and then you have to run to practice, then you have to study hall.
Yeah.
You can't really focus on, your body as much in college than you can now. So, if I want to be at, 205, 210, then that's really what I'm going to be at for the most part.
So it's Friday. Let's say it's Friday night. Is Andrew Adams going for the Taco Bell, or are you going for the lean cut, barely seasoned chicken at the house?
No, I'm going for the.
Are you going to Nuzret Steakhouse? Or have I said that right? Salt Bay.
I'm going to the Giants practice facility to get some free dinner. That's what I'm going.
Hey, frugal life for forever.
It is free.
Hey, shout out to Chad Ochocinco. That's what he does.
If it's free, it's for me.
So you just walk in with like a big ass Tupperware box and just load up for whatever the chef cooked at the facility and just take that back to the crib?
No, mainly we'll have Friday we'll probably have walkthrough will be done by like around 2:00. So I'll just take it to go box for whatever they have for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the fridge whenever it's time for dinner. Put it in the microwave or the oven. Boom, good.
Is the food that much better than
Yeah.
what you can get at, say, I don't want to say like you're just normal like cafe or something like that, but like is it?
I mean, no, yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's food.
Food is food. I get that, but like you have like the top dietitians and you're supposed to have like top chef. The idea of it that people think of.
Yeah, the chefs were really good. They take good care of us, and the Giants organization as a whole just really make sure that the players have whatever they need and the best of whatever that is. So
yeah,
shout out to them.
Nice, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a nice little thing too. How far are you from the practice facility?
5 minutes.
Oh wow, that's nice.
I'm right there, so it's not a far commute.
You don't bring the car up. You don't bring the car up to New York City, do you?
I have my car up there.
Ooh, how much is parking?
But I'm not in New York City. I'm in Jersey. So if I'm gonna go to New York City, I'm gonna Uber in New York City.
Okay.
So you don't take the train?
No, I don't take no train.
He's too hot. He's too big profile for the train. You get on the train, next thing you know, people gonna be bothering you. All this.
Nah, people gonna bother everybody on the train.
I'm honestly like a New York train with a subway system. I don't know what it is, but like I'm afraid of it. Not for like the trains, but I think someone's gonna come from behind and just like push my ass out on the tracks. It's a dime a dozen, but it's still a fear that's there.
That's the thing. Like you got to keep your head on the swivel. You got to be alert at all times because so many people.
Exactly.
So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna cool it, call it Uber, be there.
That doesn't happen. I take the train all the time. Like that doesn't happen.
You're taking the train out in San Francisco. You have that's a different vibe. It's a different crowd.
Oh yeah, you talking about San Fran? That's a total vibe.
Yeah, I mean it's a big city though. I mean people aren't gonna walk up and like push you off the platform like that. Doesn't happen.
No. I mean I don't know what Taylor's talking about, but it's just the whole process of knowing where to get off, knowing where to get on the train. Man, I'm gonna put the address in the Uber, call the Uber. I'll be there in 25 minutes.
Hold up. None of y'all have seen these stories of people getting pushed onto the tracks.
I mean, I saw it in House of Cards.
Yeah, Frank, that's about it.
All I'm telling you, Google like subway train pushes, and it's a lot more common than you think of. It sounds like an irrational fear, very rational at the end of the day.
I'm a Google. Don't keep talking.
Google it right now. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but I know we had talked about it, Drew. You went to that Nuzret Steakhouse, man.
Oh yeah, it was really good. It was very expensive, but it was very good food.
So when you're saying expensive, because I'm still balling on a budget. You talking like the 200 range, or are we talking like 5?
Well, who you going with? Your lady? You going with?
Yeah. Going with my lady. It's a nice dinner date. We're making a nice
dinner
night
date.
out of it.
I would say for 2, probably gonna drop. I would say you could stay under $300.
All right. I guess for steakhouse.
It's gonna be over $200. It's gonna be over $200.
Is that including like a bottle of wine or like a couple glasses of wine or something like that, or is that just straight food?
I'm not sure we had a glass of wine, but it's gonna be over $200, and you can make it after 200. It's up to you, basically. So if you want to stay under 300, you can.
Yeah.
Over, you easily can, but to have like a normal dinner, a nice dinner, it's gonna be like 200 plus.
Did Salt Bay come out and do the sprinkle of the salt of the food?
I think he was in I don't know, he was somewhere out of the country, but his helpers came out there and sprinkled a little bit of salt on there. So
they do it too.
yeah, I think but it depends what kind of meat you get. So some of the stuff that they don't sprinkle the salt on, but I think I got something that with the steak that they do sprinkle. So
okay.
I think it just depends on the order.
This is a big question right here. How do you get your steak cooked?
Ooh, this is a big judgment too.
Medium plus.
What is medium plus?
This is like the scene with when Tavis Smiley opens up Day-Day's Christmas gifts, and next Friday, extra medium. they gotta make something for the small brothers.
So you never heard of medium plus?
No, I've never heard of medium plus.
So what do you think it is? What does it sound like?
It sounds like burnt.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like you're right.
You know what medium is?
I do know medium.
Do you know what medium well is?
I know medium well.
So it's in the middle. It's right. It's right. It's like a little bit more than medium. So just medium plus. It's a little bit more than medium.
So that's basically they cook it at medium and then they let it. So our mom orders something similar to that. So like
because I don't like all that pink, but I don't like it well where it's dried out and tough. So get it, medium plus.
Okay, yes.
I think you should also always get it medium rare.
Oh, so
that's a little too much blood.
You like it raw?
No, I think that's just how a steak.
As ODB would say.
I just think that's how a good steak should do either medium or like medium rare.
All right, so what's wrong with medium plus? Like,
because medium plus gives that's too much leeway for a chef or a novice chef to just burn your steak.
That's what I think.
That's medium well. Like if you get medium well, then it's probably gonna come out a little bit on the well side.
Is it bad like to get sauces on the side or use the sauces? I feel like people look at people weird. If you're at like a good steakhouse, you're a Nuzrid or you're at Prime Steakhouse like in Las Vegas, and you get like the side sauces and you ask for it like initially. I feel like some people give like a weird look, like you're just supposed to enjoy the steak by itself.
Yeah, I think if it's a good steakhouse, they're cooking. It should come out and you don't need steak sauce. I don't know. What do you think, Adams?
I've heard of people say that if you get steaks, or even if you ask for steak sauce at a very nice steak restaurant, then it's it's kind of looked down upon.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
But I mean, you paying for the food, so if that's what you want.
My point exactly. If I'm the patron, I don't need but it's the judgmental looks. Even though I'm paying this money. I'm like, can I get some steak sauce or something like that? You might see them like, do you know what we cook here? Type of look, and I don't like that. I don't like all those judgmental looks that come on for no reason. Yeah. Did you get a chance to watch the World Cup today? The World Cup final?
No, I didn't, but I heard France won.
Yeah. Did you follow the tournament at all for this past year?
No, not really. My girlfriend's German, so she told me when Germany lost.
Oh, that must have been a tough.
I knew USA wasn't in it, so I didn't really pay too much attention.
How'd she react when Germany lost? Did you? Because I know you like to drop the subtle jokes on like teams if you support them. So like, did you come at her a little bit for it, or you just like you knew the pain, so you just let it rock?
I threw my little 2 cents in there, but I didn't really have too much to say on it because USA wasn't in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't really talk too much trash, but I let her know that they were out the tournament and they couldn't win for another 4 years.
It's like, congratulations, you lost. Wait 4 more years.
That's what's wild about the World Cup, right? Is like, I think that's what's cool. Like, like Andrew, for you, right? Like playing in New York, you just have these like diehard fans that have been fans since they were like, since they were kids. It's the World Cup's the same, right? It's your country. Everything is just
exactly. That's crazy. And then when you lose, you gotta wait 4 more years.
Yeah, that's what's tough, man. That's why it means more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but it's cool though.
I always try and like think about myself if I was on the team. Like, would I cry if we lost? Like if we were honored to wear the stripes for a World Cup and we lose, say, first round after group play in the round of 16. Like, do I see myself crying?
I think you cried after your last UConn game, so I'm pretty sure you would cry.
No tears, never lost. I'm emotionless, but it is when that last game hits, it is emotional. But I don't know that for like my World Cup career, because it's like if I'm like Mbappe, the 19-year-old kid for France, like if we lost, I wouldn't cry. I'd be like, I'm coming back.
I mean,
it means a lot more though. So say if you like play for Peru,
yeah,
like teams that like I don't think they hadn't been there for however 30 plus years, and so if you're on like one of those type of teams, you're just like like the emotions can really come across you. But
I feel you.
Would you end up crying if you ended up playing, if you got the World Cup call and you end up losing?
Nah, I'm not gonna cry, bro.
You just let that rock?
Yeah, I'm gonna let that rock. I'm not gonna cry.
I mean, so if y'all got the Super Bowl and y'all lose the Super Bowl in like a last second play, you're not just gonna like drop down and be like, I worked all, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know how the emotions gonna hit me. You know what I mean? I don't know until that time comes.
Are those the talks in the locker room right now? Is this it's Super Bowl or bust for the year, or is it let's just take this week by week?
Man, we day by day. We practice by practice. So
what's the mantra? Has that coaching staff brought like a mantra along into the locker room, like like play every play, like at UConn we play every play like as if it's your last play?
Not really, but Giants organization is known, to win Super Bowls, and that is the ultimate goal. That's the expectation. So, it's kind of known, but really try to take each, practice by practice, day by day, walkthrough by walkthrough.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the most out of that, kind of be where your feet are type mantra. So
okay.
I would say that's really it.
Do you stay off of Twitter during like the season?
I've been at it before, especially my rookie year.
How was that like feeling?
I remember I got a big penalty at the end of the game, which didn't cause us to lose the game, but it definitely didn't help.
Yeah.
Well, I was trending on Twitter. It was pretty bad. I mean, New York fans can really get after somebody, but you can't really listen to that too much. So,
I mean, you develop a thick skin over time from either coaches ripping into you, or you have like media when you're like younger a little bit. But I know that's a little bit next level, and you don't want to think about it. But like, do you just like, even though you're like, don't go on Twitter, don't go on social, don't go on Instagram, or you still just like, like I need to like just click in just for a second because it's habit?
I mean, I never go look for anything.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm added in something, I'm gonna see it for the most part, unless it's just like 50 comments or something like that. Then I don't even read it. But if I'm adding in something, for the most part, I'm gonna see it. But I'm never like searching for anything on social media.
So for people that end up listening to this, don't be adding at your like athletes. Like I would have hated to been J.R. Smith after game one.
I mean,
it was a mental error. I get that. Like, what did you watch that? Did you watch that whole play?
Oh yeah, I watched it. I mean, yeah, it was a mental error. I mean, he didn't really know. Well, like we say, situational awareness. He didn't know the situation. So
his NBA 2K awareness went down from about an 80 to the low mark of a 20 on that one.
Yeah, so
there's no way you can't. There's no way you can't know the score.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what he was thinking, but I mean, it's over with now. honestly, I don't think they was gonna win no matter what. So
no, but if game one goes differently, I mean, I still think they lose in 5. But like it's one of those historic LeBron performances. We would have remembered that performance like we remember Iverson's against the Lakers, right? Like the Lakers win the next 4 games and they win them pretty convincingly. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So.
Was that Iverson game the Tyronn Lue step over?
Yeah.
I always feel bad for him because when anything goes bad, people just break that out and then they impose whoever's face on it and just keep Tyronn Lue on the ground. The internet is honestly undefeated. I love it and I hate it at the same time.
Yeah.
Is there a play from like when you were growing up that you wish Twitter was around for? For me, it's that one. Like if Twitter was around when Iverson makes the step back and then steps over Tyronn Lue, like you know what I mean? NBA Twitter goes crazy. Like
I mean, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there's probably multiple things out there.
Hold on, Drew. Watch the mic on the computer.
Are we good now?
Yeah, we're better. When you moved, I think it got covered up.
Okay.
But the best thing about Twitter, I guess, or social media kind of so far, is when something drops, I can get that quick link to go catch it. I know you've been a Future fan ever since you left WA.
Well, I brought Future to the Northeast.
We won't go down that history line. If you want to say you probably
what
brought
do you mean the Northeast? Like
an entire
okay,
region.
well, at least the state of Connecticut.
What if Future get big?
I would say the reason why the state of Connecticut listens to Future is because of Andrew Adams.
I don't know if we can say if that was true on that one. No, not at all.
Matt.
We'll let you think that, but that's definitely not the case. I will say though, so like the time when Future blew up, when Magic came out and was like going on through like the radio and blah 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 blah. I will say you started bringing some songs to at least the store's campus that people didn't know about. I will credit you with that. I will credit you with that.
All right. Well, I guess I have to go with that.
So have you had a chance to listen to Beast Mode 2 or?
Oh yeah, Fire
or like?
I would just say Fire.
I gotta disagree though. I do. I'm sorry. I hate to burst the bubble.
I think they all sound the same.
What? They all sound the same.
31 Days is cool.
31 Days. Rags Blue. You don't like Rags Blue?
Not really. I mean, I need to listen to it again probably. No Wi-Fi I think is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I like No Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi Lit, that's what it's called.
Wi-Fi Lit, yeah.
Sorry.
To me, it was just like Future set a bar for himself, in my opinion. And this album came under the bar for what he's done.
I don't think y'all really listening though. Like, go listen to Zaytoven too. Like the beats and
Zaytoven's beats and production were unreal,
bro. And like you just gotta listen to how he's flowing on top of the beats and the production. I don't think y'all really listening. Y'all probably just just listen blah blah blah. Get in your car, turn it up to not all the way up because then it's gonna be too much word, too much Future over the production. So turn it up a little bit and just listen to how he ride the beat. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it.
And I guess I kind of like Cut on My Wrist too. That's not bad.
Cut on My Wrist. I like that one. Hate the Real Me. I like that one.
Everybody loves Hate the Real Me, but like the only thing that I saw from Hate the Real Me was just like I saw a person in pain. This whole album, it was he's mad going on like social media and seeing Russ run around with his kid. And then that got him in his feelings. And then he did the same stuff about like codeine, being on lean, and then just like zannied out. I was just like, I needed a little bit more from Future.
I think Hate the Real Me, he was kind of what you're saying, but like, like the codeine and the drugs and the fame and how, he knows that all that stuff, can get the best of you. But he still likes it and he still embraces, the drugs, the fame, the money, the girls. So like he's saying like he really hates, because that like the real him likes that, but he knows that it's wrong, basically. That's why I think he's trying to, portray to his fans. That's why you gotta listen. Go back and listen.
What?
You know what I mean?
You know what? That's a different take than what I've heard from reviews from people. Because just on the surface of it, I guess I get that, but I still get the same vibe that he's been doing the same topic for the past 3 from mixtape and album. Let's go with 4 since he did that double album drop at the same time.
But technically that's every hip hop. Not I wouldn't say every.
No, I wouldn't. You can't make
I wouldn't
that.
Say every hip hop artist, but most artists rap about in the same like Kendrick Lamar is not gonna rap about what Future's rapping about. But Kendrick Lamar 2 years ago is going to still be in the same ballpark of Kendrick Lamar today.
Well, Kendrick's a storyteller, though.
Bro,
But it's also about, I think it's growth, right? I think we had this discussion about Drake a couple weeks ago. Like at some point, I think it's cool. There's always going to be songs that are similar to old stuff you've done, or like, you know, similar topics. But I think as people get older, they should have some growth, because you should be doing different things, or like, you know, whatever. And I think with Future, right? I don't think why expect that from Future? Because Future's not that type of rapper, right? Like Logic is going to give you something different than he did like 3 years ago, or J. Cole, right? Or, you know, Earth Gang or something. You know what I mean? Like Future's going to be Future.
Yeah, but like his flow is different. Like he raps different than how he used to rap. Like he still might be talking about, you know, similar things, but the way he's talking about it is different. If you if you know what I'm talking about, you feel me?
Yeah, I can understand that. Like I feel he had the most variation between flow and then wordplay and his style. I want to say it was off of Future, and not. I get Future and Hendrix mixed up. Those two albums. I want to say it was
Hendrix was more the slow one. Like
I want to say it was Hendrix then.
Like and all the kind of slow songs.
But I think it was Hendrix. But you saw him like kind of taking a chance on different beats.
Yeah, I think that was Hendrix, because like, you know, Mask Off, Draco, you know, all the radio hits.
I'm So Groovy.
Yeah,
all right. So I thought you saw a little bit more growth off of that album, because you want to see something different for Future. And I know, like, if people go back to, like, I will say Championships with Future, early Future, I was like, all right, he's kind of a lyricist, but at the same time knows how to utilize these like trap beats at the same time and roll with it. That was a fire song to me.
I know, but like if you listen to that like that and then listen to him now, like he sounds totally different.
It's completely different, because that's what the radio wants. Like that's what record labels want to put out.
Yeah.
So I think Future's big enough and good enough to be able to infuse his old self into the new trap that he's been king of. That's my thing. So that's why I said I think that.
I wish he could, but you don't know if he's still capable of that.
If he's not capable of that, then I think he's gotten worse as an artist.
Oh.
No, I think he's still good. I think he's still a good artist. I think
he just different.
Yeah, and that has to happen, right? Like you can't be the same person.
True.
You can't be the same rapper.
I understand you can be the same person, but being able to have the same lyrics and wordplay that you had coming into the game, that just doesn't just disappear.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, but like you have to evolve though, because like if you look at from it, like Travis Porter,
yeah,
like they didn't evolve. They stayed in 2011, so they're not here. You know, you don't hear about Travis Porter anymore because they weren't able to evolve into the new time. So like, I feel like like hip hop evolves, just as does almost everything. But
yeah,
if you can't keep up, then you're really gonna fall off.
I've honestly always felt bad for Travis Porter, because I felt Travis Porter came before their time. So like, if it was like Travis Porter, then Migos.
I probably know almost every Travis Porter song. Honestly,
I do too. If you're from Atlanta and you don't have at least 4 or 5 songs of Travis Porter,
yeah,
can you really call yourself from Atlanta?
I don't think so, honestly.
Yeah, are you just trying to get the full Giants logo just straight into there?
Oh no! I was having a drink of essential water, get a little parched.
Oh, get the little plug going. What'd you think about Scorpion by Drake?
Scorpion by Drake. I thought it got about 7 songs on there. But me personally, I just can't sit and listen to a whole Drake album.
Too soft.
So that's why I put on my IG. I said, y'all let me know what songs to go listen to so I can go listen. But
why is that? Why about Drake? Why can you listen to all of Future and not all of Drake?
Because they too different, right? Like Drake, I don't the stuff that Drake talks about is just gonna be, I just don't want to hear that for an hour. You know what I mean? And like, okay, Drake's wordplay is clearly better than Future's, but the way Future, like I said, the way he flows on top of his production,
yeah,
I can listen to a whole mixtape or album of that. But Drake is gonna start sounding like
it's redundant.
Not redundant, but just monotone like the whole time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really why I can't listen to a whole thing because it's just gonna be it's just kind of like him talking on top of his beat sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, I think he released like 2 freestyles just recently that just got leaked. I don't even think they're leaked, but the 2 freestyles came out for Drake, and I got that same vibe. Like it's just the same. The voice for Drake just didn't.
Yeah, it's just the same. It's just kind of monotone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, I can get with that.
No, Drake. No, but Drake definitely on top of the game right now. I'm just saying for me personally that I can't get with a whole album.
We had television writer
I can get with a whole Future album.
Yes. We had a TV writer on like a couple weeks back that said about Drake, he doesn't have like growth personally, so that's why the Scorpion album wasn't that good. And I know you did like a quick run through and you had people like tell you about songs.
Yeah.
Do you think Drake's kind of been the same dude when it comes to talking about, I guess, the same stuff from when he came in to now? Like, do you think he's grown at all? I don't want to say production and beats, he's pretty varied up, but like just topics that he drops it up.
I would say he's grown. And I don't think he raps about the same thing, like, you know, all the time. So I would say he's definitely evolved. You know, he kind of raps about, you know, what's kind of going on in the world today, which is good. He kind of raps about his situation and how people come at him and him taking shots at other people. So it's not really just the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I feel that. Do you think if it wasn't for Pusha T, which I think Pusha T ruined his album, personally?
I don't know, honestly.
Sales wise and viewership and listen, I think that helped out because there's no such thing as bad press. But like dropping the kids, like I don't think his kid would have been mentioned in this album personally if Pusha never said anything about it.
Probably not.
Also, if Drake didn't talk about it in front of Kanye, and like they wouldn't have known.
So what was the story with that?
I don't even know all the details and stuff behind it.
Yeah,
what's that story? I believe it's like when they were working on Kanye's album, you know, because Kanye helped out. I mean, Drake helped on Kanye's album. So when he was out there in Wyoming, he was like talking about like what was coming up with his Adidas stuff and how this was like his first thing he wanted to do for his son and everything like that. He pretty much revealed all of this stuff to Kanye, and I guess Pusha kind of heard some of it, and then like Pusha just came at him with the information that Drake told them. And Drake did it like in confidence. That's why he's like been so upset with Kanye and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Because I saw something like an article kind of about that, but I didn't feel like clicking on it because it was kind of past. And I was just like, I'm just kind of done with it. But yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if I was Drake then. You think everything's off. It's like talking to a reporter and they're like, yeah, this is off the record. And the next thing you know, you see this in the paper.
But it's not even a reporter. It's somebody you working with.
Right. It's your so-called friend that you think.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, but it is what it is.
Hey, yeah, that's cold, but all's fair in love and war, I guess, when it comes to dropping that single and pushing your albums and everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you
go ahead, Tay.
My bad. No, you're good.
No, I was gonna ask, did anybody watch the tennis finals? I know they're about to like go now, but how did y'all see the Serena loss? Like how
I didn't.
That was a good lead because I had the question: is Serena Williams the best athlete of all time?
No.
Of all time?
Of all time.
No. Why would you say that?
I don't. Who would you say is the best athlete of all time?
I mean, I would say that's a general question because there's a bunch of different sports. Like, what are you going by?
I'm going by
the best athlete of all time.
I'm going by a record, dominance of that record.
But record in what?
Just whatever your sport is, performance over time.
Okay, but if you play a team sport, you can't go by record because your record doesn't directly affect you.
I can understand that, but that's also where being great makes you one of the greatest.
Okay.
So I would say your record, whether if that's individual or if that's with the team sport, how you've done through the years, however long your career has been. I'm trying to just bring up 3 points without kind of like diving in specifically. So, and then just your overall dominance within your sport, and then for how long you've been in your sport. So like when Serena's come into the game, she's dominated ever since she's been in.
You're right.
And then to play, and I think it's solidified for me for the fact that she was playing with a baby inside of her, and then had a Grand Slam win, and then to come back 9 months after having a baby, not being able to walk.
Yeah, the complications she had after delivering her daughters. It's pretty crazy that she's already back to this level.
It's unreal.
Definitely. But I wouldn't say she's the best athlete ever of all time.
Well, I know that when you say that, you're like, all right, well, she can't do the things that you see that, just take Odell Beckham, the type of stuff that he does. Yeah, it's different athleticism.
Yeah, no, right. No, you're right. I'm just saying, like, in general, I don't see her because you can put Tiger Woods accolades in there.
I could.
And you can say, oh, well, he's the best athlete of all time.
I would say so. Just off of that criteria of dominance, longevity.
He was dominant for a very long period of time.
He was. I think Tiger's way up there. I'm not shooting Tiger down. I just think with how she's dominated, or the way she's dominated an entire sport for however many years,
right?
And then recently to have the setback, not even setbacks, but just natural life occur for her.
Okay, so
you're dominated.
So you're saying what makes her the greatest of all time is her recent occurrences?
No, I think that put the icing on the cake.
So
the cherry on top of the cake, whatever you want to say.
That 2 years never happened. Would she still be the greatest of all time?
I would have her as one of the greats, but I probably wouldn't say she's the greatest of all time.
So within these past 2 years is when you put her over top of everybody in the world.
Yeah. Well, think about it recently. LeBron comes out this past year, plays the entire 82 game stretch, and then the 22 or 20 plus playoff games, and people are like, "Damn!" In your 15th season, and you're dominating. Like it took an event like this, and then the dominant acts against the shot clock buzzer beaters against the Raptors, and people are like, "Damn!" Like he's this late in the game and still playing at this level. It takes something for you to open your eyes to somebody's greatness, and I think this was an event for me to be like, you know what? I might have to say Serena is just the all-time greatest.
I get that. I also, like Andrew was saying, it's so hard to quantify like who. I think she's one of the best athletes of all time. It's just hard to say like.
I understand that.
You know what I mean?
No, I understand that. It's subjective, and there's no right answer, or there's no one answer, because it is hard to quantify between different sports and then putting all that together.
Because you're like Michael Phelps is what he did in the Olympics, and like
somebody actually who's watching this just messaged me and said Michael Phelps.
Really?
Really?
So what's your take on Michael Phelps?
I think Mike Phelps is the greatest swimmer of all time, obviously. What's his medal count?
I don't know.
Was it double digit, or was it just like right under double digit?
No, it's like, I think he's got like 30.
I can look it up, but
30 from individual. Well, that's individual and team combined, but
he has 28 medals.
Jesus Christ, I was way off.
Yeah.
Yes. He has how many?
28.
His dominance is ridiculous.
And I think I want to say like 22 of those are golds, right? So
does that make him the greatest athlete of all time?
That's the thing. This is where it's so hard. Like it's so hard to say like just because you dominate in one sport, like does that make you the best of all time? I don't know.
You just for me at that sport.
I think the greatest athlete of all time is Bo Jackson. Right, like that's just from an athletic standpoint, because I look at athlete as like run, jump, do these things naturally. Now, if you want to talk about like greatest accomplishments and all those type of things, like I think that becomes different.
I agree. Okay, I do agree with that. I think when you break down great, you have to put it with specific words. So saying the greatest athlete of all time, I can agree with. If we're just going to go for athleticism, there has to be different categories. So how would you word it for saying the great? Would you just be like the greatest professional? I mean, he's a professional athlete. Is the only way to say it. But how would you break down for saying someone's the greatest without saying just focusing on athleticism?
I think you have to. Well, I think you just like you said, you have to categorize it. Like, who is the best athlete of all time as far as accomplishments? And
yeah, he's gotta go accolades. I
yeah,
guess.
How would? My bad.
No, because you could say like Muhammad Ali. You could say he might be the greatest boxer of all time, but you can't necessarily put him over Serena Williams or Serena Williams over him or Michael Phelps over him. You know what I mean?
And that's what makes it tough. And I think that's where you just got to like stick to your cojones on and just say, you know what, I think this is this, and I think this is that, and I'm sticking with it. That's why I'm sticking with Serena. I mean, I have to on that one, but it is. I know it's different sports and everything, but it's tough. That one's tough. But on Michael Phelps specifically, greatest swimmer of all time. I think in recent memory for me, I would say tied for being one of the greatest athletes for the Olympics. I would say it's probably him and Usain, probably neck and neck.
Okay, but what about so if you pick two people in the same sport, so say football. So if you're saying, so if you're going by athlete, right?
Are we like just being truly athletic and going off of like somebody's own athleticism? Or
what are you going off of?
That's what I'm trying to see what you're asking. I don't know what you're asking.
Okay, so Tom Brady, right?
Right.
How many stats and accolades does Tom Brady have?
He's not the greatest athlete of all time. I would say he's one of the greatest players of all time.
So, he's a football player.
Right.
So you can't technically go off athleticism because Odell Beckham or Deion Sanders is technically a better athlete.
Right, but that's what I'm going off of. But that's what I'm going with off of Serena. That's why I'm saying Serena, in my opinion, is one of the greatest or the greatest athlete of all time. It's not just strictly athleticism.
Because of her accolades.
Accolades, along with just physical endurance on the court. You know, games can stretch out however many hours, and then for dominating. I think my main criteria for being one of the greatest athletes, obviously, is dominating a sport over a long time span. Yeah. Boom, you come into the game in the '90s, you still here.
Yeah.
That's why I think LeBron's going to pass Jordan as like the best basketball player. Consistency and like he's going to play longer and all those type of things.
Do you guys think that, Drew, do you think he's passed him already, or do you think that that'll never happen?
To me, I mean, I didn't grow up watching Jordan, but I've seen highlights and stuff, and I just can't see Jordan doing the stuff that LeBron does. Like, I've seen Jordan play. Like I didn't watch him. Like I've watched LeBron.
Right.
I don't see Jordan doing what LeBron can do. Like everything Jordan does,
but in what way? Like what?
I think LeBron can do. But everything LeBron does, Jordan can't do.
So, but like, what do you think LeBron does that Jordan couldn't do on a basketball court? And I asked that question knowing that like LeBron is maybe the most physical outside of like Shaq is dominant, right? The most dominant player we've ever seen. But there's LeBron has this physicality that like nobody else is ever gonna have, right?
LeBron can get to the rim like Jordan, better than Jordan, in my opinion, or easily
because he's bigger, right?
Yep, bigger and stronger. And I think his defense is better, and that might be due to size. That might be, I don't know, but if you look at, his defensive statistics, they're better than Jordan.
No, so that is not correct. Jordan was a much better defender than LeBron.
I don't think so, though.
If every defensive metric that we have, like he's better on ball, off ball.
We can look that up, though.
I know. I have. I've done the deep Reddit dives and like the deep like basketball reference dives.
He's saying he's done his due diligence. I know these stats.
I don't know them off the top of my head, but I've like gone back and forth and just like compared their defensive metrics. Like LeBron, go ahead. Jordan was so good defensively, and the thing about LeBron's defensive metrics, especially lately, are bad because he doesn't play defense on like half the time. He like cherry picks and chills, and he's amazing. He does that to rest and all these other things, but like Jordan was just on another level defensively. I think that's the. Sorry, go ahead.
My bad. Finish what you said. Jordan was on a different level defensively.
Okay, so defensively, Jordan has more steals than LeBron. I think that's the only category I've seen so far.
No, but you got to do like the defensive ratings and like how all those like deep metrics that they have are, they've gone back and like tried to do with like Jordan and stuff like that we do now.
All right.
I mean, it's just the hardest thing with LeBron is the fact that he can cover every aspect of the court and matching up 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Right.
How deep? I mean, the Jordan matched up 1 through 3, and that's about it.
Yeah, the game was played so differently then too, right? Like
You had true banging down low.
Right. And there were true like 7-footers that you would just throw the ball to in the post. And of course, Jordan's 6'6", right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the game is played differently and more perimeter, like LeBron can literally guard every position on the floor. So I think it's just different.
Now, Adams, this might be a tough question because we are talking about the NBA. It's infused NBA to NFL. You can answer it or you can take the fifth on it. I know y'all in the locker room, y'all see like Chris Conley, $150 million contract, however, so many guaranteed. Do the conversations come up, or they obviously probably do?
The safety?
Mike Conley, not Chris Conley, Mike Conley.
Yeah, I was like, who you talking about?
Yeah, I had the not Chris Conley that used to go to UGA, but you see like a 6-man. Obviously, he's a starter with Grizzly, but with the Grizz. But you see like contracts for people that don't have like huge names for guaranteed at like 70 mil. Have y'all been in the locker room like, yo, we might need to do a replacements type thing or something or whenever the new structure comes through that y'all got to like really buckle down to try and get some more guaranteed money coming y'all's way because you're putting your body on the line every Sunday.
I would think, as a player body as a whole, I would think guys want, more guaranteed contract, which is a big thing that I think people are trying to push for.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, the money is going to be like baseball or basketball just because of the brutality of the game. So, a team owner is not going to pay somebody all this money when, there's a probability that this player is going to get hurt because of the sport is football.
Right. You're looking at the shelf life and then saying, is it worth it to throw this much money out, knowing what the statistics are?
But in basketball and baseball, you can kind of bank on that this player is going to play 90% of the time. But in football, you can't really put your money down on that. Okay, this guy's going to be on the field 90% of the time.
Hey, you're thinking owner. Now let's flip this back. Now let's get this money. So if we put it in that context, say if everybody came together and they were like, you know what? Here's the breakdown of the NFL shelf life compared to MLB, NBA, and possibly within the next 5 years, because MLS is taking off at a rate that if they can sustain it will be awesome. But MLB, NBA, and be like, you know what? This is what they're getting off of projected. When you look at what the careers that you see for your average player and then your career for the average player in the NFL, and let's get this on par as close as possible so that our value is similar to their value. I think if y'all went that route, boom, boom, let's get this NFLPA redone over here so we can get some guarantees up.
I feel you. I'm with you, but I don't think I had that power, so we're back at square one. No, but I was having this conversation with Ryan the other day.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of about the same topic of Julio Jones with the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan with the Atlanta Falcons, and Matt Ryan just got, I guess, the biggest deal in the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah.
He really got that because of Julio and what Julio can do on the field. So, Julio has been wanting a new contract. He's been wanting more money to be paid as the best or top 3 receiver in the league that he is and not being paid in, top 10. So do you think Julio is wrong for wanting to go back to the table early to renegotiate his contract? And do you think the Falcons should pay the man what he's worth? Or because he's under contract, do you think the Falcons should be like, no, you have to wait. You signed this contract. You have to wait until your contract's up for you to get more money.
Right.
So I will answer that because this has been listen, Julio. This is always tough, right? And I agree with you. Like Matt Ryan, I think deserves a ton of money. Like he's done great. He's been the leader of the Falcons and of the franchise ever since Mike Vick and ever since he was drafted in 2008. But like you just said, Julio Jones is the reason and one of the reasons why like our offense is so good.
Exactly.
And I think you have to realize that as the Falcons, like, you know, they listen, you can't go out and pay him and not look at Julio and be like, hey, we gotta do something for you too. And that's why Julio's upset. And I'd be upset too, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm making all these plays, doing all this stuff on the field, and it's like, and again, nothing. Matt Ryan's been great. He leads the offense, all that other stuff. But like, yo, there's a reason. There's also a reason, right? Like we have to me the best receiver in the NFL.
Look at the unguardable guy out here to the right or to the left or in the slot. Like, no, and you're preaching to the choir for trying to go out and get more money. Like, I'm not upset with Julio and where he's at with trying to redo his contract early. I mean, you hear it talked about on First Take or whatever day in, day out if LeBron talk isn't on, and that's the possibility of where Odell Beckham's going to be with his new contract. And if you're an organization and you understand and you know that, like, because of this player, so-and-so is better, and they're coming back to the table early to try and get more money or try and redo a contract, I think you have to look at that and just be like, you know what? I understand statistically where shelf life is for some players, blah, 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 blah. We can think of and look at injuries, but take, for instance, with your boy that was out. When he got hurt, everything was changed. And so for him coming to the table for bargaining chips, I would just bring game tape from weeks 1 through 6 and throw that down on the table. Don't even say a word. I would just have cut-ups from 1 through 6, weeks 1 through 6, and that's it. And so you do have to pay. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Julio. And so, like, Matt's contract was 5 years, $150 million. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed signing of $94.5 million, which is a hell of a contract.
Boy, that's crazy.
But I mean, to wake up and to see on Tuesday when that bank account or when that direct deposit hits, you just must like wake up and just smile.
But you got to think, like, would he have that same contract if Julio Jones played for the New England Patriots for 5 years?
I mean, I can say it, and I would say I 100% can say no. It would be a good contract, but it wouldn't be these numbers.
So if you're the GM or the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, how do you approach Julio?
How do I approach Julio? Well, first off, we let's give our props to Mr. Blank. Mr. Blank has done everything for the Atlanta community. Brought in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, brought in some jobs for everybody in the area. So, I'm a big fan of Arthur Blank, first and foremost. And then you got Thomas Dimitroff under there. I've questioned some stuff that Thomas has done, but you really just have to come to the table and be like, hey, this contract will make you a Falcon for life or a lifer for whichever team if we want to keep it in generality. Also, I think you just have to be straight up and just say, you can't obviously give all the chips, put all the chips in Julio's corner. You got to play a little hardball, but at the end of the day, you really need to give this man what he wants, because without Julio, it doesn't open it up for Mohamed Sanu on the other side, or Taylor Gabriel doesn't have the year that he had, and the next thing you know, he goes and gets a huge or bigger contract with Cleveland. Julio has made checks for other people from his dominance, being double teamed and being opened up. His red zone numbers were obviously down this past year, having Kyle Shanahan go over to the 49ers, so that was just different. And I thought the usage of him 20 and in was awful. And if they try and bring that in, that would piss me off if I was Julio. If they bring that in and be like, you didn't have as many touchdowns, blah, 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 as you were 2 years ago, be like, all right, let's not play this game.
So if you're Arthur Blank, you're paying him.
Damn right I'm paying him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're giving him, AB money. Like, and I don't think it's a question. I think you just.
I agree with y'all, but your boy Ryan disagrees. He says, as a business owner, that's not what you signed as a contract. So therefore, you have to wait till your contract is up.
Yeah, but listen, you as an owner, right? If you're in business, you want your employees, especially your top employees, to do well.
Exactly.
If you know, right, what happens in business is a lot of times people take care of you. They give you bonuses. They give you these things at the end of the year to say, we appreciate what you've done, to make sure you're happy and that you're going to stay. In football and sports, it's different, right? We're like, yeah, you might be inked in for 3 years, but what you need to do is make sure, hey, you know what? In good faith, what we can do, since we gave Matt Ryan this money, like, there's so many things that they can do, right, from a bonus perspective, or just be like, let's just renegotiate your contract. We want you to be a Falcon for the next 8 years. Let's figure out a way to do this.
I feel you.
And it happens. I mean, if you let's just put it in context of just regular life. Like if you have been crushing it at your job, and corporately they see that, a lot of the times they can come down thinking that either let's keep you happy, let's say we're going to give you a raise here for X and X amount of dollars, and we'll do this because we see in the future you being a big key asset to the company.
Yeah.
Boom. Companies have no problem doing that. And if we were to look at it from a business standpoint and they want to do the same thing, it's just there's so much more flack that comes with and so much more scrutiny because it's sports and you see it on TV 24/7. But if we really want to talk about it as a business and just truly business, and that's it, you pay the man because you're not worried about you're like you bring fans and you put fans in the stands. Yeah. What? Say what? Yeah. You put fans in the stands.
Bottom line,
jersey sales are outrageous. You can go worldwide and you can probably see Julio Jones jersey now. So yeah, no, pay that man his money. You will never see me be mad at an athlete for holding out to try and get more money ever. Because I understand that if they can cut you, they will cut you. Getting that cut phone call is not fun. I can tell you from first-hand experience that is not fun.
Hey, I got it too, bro.
Yeah, it's not cool. Next thing you know, you gotta like smile for the rest of the day and be like, nothing's wrong. Like it's all good over here. It's all good. We're good. We're gonna move on.
Nah, bro,
we're gonna move on. In the back of your mind, you just want to like run somewhere and do a Southwest want to get away button, but no. You get your money for however you can get your money. So the crazy thing is, so like we might have two situations. I don't think Julio will take it this far. So Kawhi Leonard, if he doesn't get let out, we talked about this before. Adams, I don't know if you've been kind of watching the Kawhi Leonard situation.
Little bit. I know he's not asking for more money in San Antonio, is he?
No, he
just wants out, like Kyrie did.
Right. But they won't let him go.
I mean, I wouldn't. Like, I feel like you have all the leverage in that position. As the Spurs, it's like,
the Spurs, if he wanted out, no, you're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
If I can help you, you're our best player.
Exactly. So I'm saying, could this be the first situation where you see, like Kawhi? I feel like he is fully ready, and we talked about this on a couple pods ago. He's fully ready to just sit out even when the season rolls around, just sit. And so, do you think Julio could have the same instance?
I don't think that'll happen.
All right. So, do you think Julio could have the same situation where like he's got money already? So, like sitting out, he doesn't need those game checks.
No, he's gonna play
regardless.
I
think that's a huge bargaining chip. I think that. I mean, that's taking a huge chance.
At the end of the day, Julio is going to be on the field game one. Period. At the end of the day.
You don't think he's going to take a chance and be like, you know what, let's look at this numbers wise. If we sit out the first 3 weeks, and that's as far as we're going to take it, we're going to lose X and X amount of dollars. But you're hoping, you hate to see your team not do well, but let's say they win, but the offensive production is down, say 50% to what it was when he's on the field. Do you think that next thing you know, those are huge bargaining chips that you can bring in?
I mean, yeah, that's a huge bargaining chip, but I don't think it's going to get that. I think he's going to be on the game on the field week one, whether he gets a new contract or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have to, because at that point you start losing money. I think that's the same thing with Kawhi. Like Kawhi he may hate it, right, but he'll be on the court. Because then you're losing money, and then you also it looks bad, right? It looks bad.
It looks bad for everybody.
Right.
So I mean, like, yeah, he's trying to get more. Like that's what he's trying to do. But I mean, he gonna play all his cards, and then if that fails, then he loses. But he gonna be on the field.
Yeah.
It would have been cool or interesting if that would happen between two huge superstars between NFL and NBA.
I feel you.
I always say, because I'm staying in shape, ready. I just need give me 3 weeks for conditioning wise to get back there. If y'all ever hit a replacement situation for the NFL, your boy gonna be there first in line for the first tryout. Let me tell you, them checks are it's a good Tuesday. It's a good Tuesday when you see that DP hit.
Yeah, wake up Wednesday morning. Good.
So how's it been with we'll kind of wrap it up in a second, having the big word of Saquon Barkley in the locker room and seeing him out on the field? Is it everything that you've seen on TV when he had his college games rolling?
I mean, we really just been through OTAs, so no pads or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can really tell that he is explosive. He's going to help us coming out the backfield. He great hands. So you can kind of see flashes of, what he's done in college, but we'll see. We'll see more, once we put pads on and get in the preseason, the early part of the season, exactly what kind of player he is. But I know he's going to be a great player. So.
Well, what do you expect out of yourself this year? I know you said it's your contract year coming up, and I know you want obviously high hopes. You have any numbers down for trying to be INTs or anything, or it's just show up every day and just be have the reliable tag on the back of their mind, knowing that they need to throw you this money.
Me personally, I have 5 picks in the back of my head, but that's my goal. So, but I don't really look at that, going, once I'm starting the season or going to practice or going into a game. I'm not looking at, oh, how many interceptions do I have? I'm just going out there, doing my job, being where I'm supposed to be, just concentrating on making plays and opening the team.
Just coming in and week out and producing. Hey, I know, Abe, I appreciate you coming on. This is the first time we had to work out a couple stuff. We were trying to come on at 7:30 to do this live thing. It's a whole different environment doing it live instead of having the recording go and being able to kind of clean up some stuff there. But we appreciate you coming on, man. And drop what's your social media one more time?
Andrew_Adams33.
That's Twitter and Instagram.
That's Twitter and IG. Andrew_Adams33. Go follow. See what I got going on. A little bit. Don't be dropping no comments under the pictures though. So
yeah. Don't drop comments. Don't add them after any games for anything like that. Add them for the good stuff. Let's bring the positivity back to social media because you see a lot of negative. People try and be condescending assholes for the most part. For what you see. Hey, but we appreciate you coming on, man. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is the first edition. Yes, the first edition of No Sunday Scaries. Get y'all prepared for your Monday morning. I know you can find us at Twitter at To The Macks Radio, IG at To The Macks _podcast, and obviously you can listen to this on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play at To The Macks. We appreciate y'all. Everybody have a good Sunday. Let's get the Monday rolling. See you.